We've got Brad Farron, we've got Heather Johnson, we've got news. We've got news to share. We've got things to report. We've got lives to change. That might be a stretch, but we've got lives to change. I'm going to hand this over. 2 quick stories. My show.
Naturally.
From Heather and Brad. They're my sources. I shared this photo. Where'd it go? From kindergarten, Heather. Is there an event in kindergarten that you really resonates and you can't forget? Maybe, did you get locked out at recess once?
Oh, jeez. I did. I did. That was one of my earliest memories. I had to like knock on the window to get let back. Dorothy snuck over and opened the door to let me back in. And I didn't come when the teacher called, which it was so long ago that they actually just locked the door and left you on the playground.
Lasting
didn't
effects.
do it again.
Lasting effects. Now,
Yeah.
does not come from early in age. Well, it probably was. Were you ever the captain of the fire department in Norwalk?
I was.
You ever remember one special Christmas?
One special Christmas.
Did you have a fire in your fire pit at your house?
Yeah, I may have been doing a little burning and clearing and during the day, and left my oldest daughter watching my youngest daughter when the whole bank along Route 2 caught on fire, and they had to roll the trucks down to put the fire out.
Now, when they made the call, did you know it was your house, your location?
I wasn't 100% sure, but it was pretty obvious when we rolled down through, and I was kind of asking them to kind of keep it quiet, and they didn't really, they kind of wanted the lights and sirens and make a big.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to hand this show off to Samantha. She has some fun questions for all of you. I've got a fun little role playing questionnaire here that we can share, and it'll be fun. Don't worry, we're over the bad stuff now.
Role playing.
Well,
yeah. Also concerned.
See? We know you, Sam.
what do you got, Samantha?
Okay, so usually I get to be the funny part, but really Sam came in pretty clutch there. Look at his face.
I'm concerned that Heather's going to do something to me now. She's got
You should be.
I think you should be.
I think just in general, Sam, whether you do something to me or not, you should be concerned. Just because it's.
Sam, there was something about a reunion show in the middle of the Kennebec this summer between our houses. She asked me to bring rope and cement blocks. I had no idea, no idea what it is. Yeah.
Well, have you seen the fish in the Kennebec? They're huge. You need rope and some to catch those suckers. The reason I actually got rid of the boat and the dock is because I did not want him coming to my house, basically.
I think it's funny that you think that will stop that, but okay.
But the best part is he happened to buy the largest boat with the largest sound system ever seen in the Kennebec River. And
the best lights.
Sometimes it's annoying, Brad.
The blue
Beautiful lights.
And I noticed I also wasn't. Oh, I did get an invite because you're going to throw me overboard. That was the invitation.
Oh yes, I know.
Right.
I know. Yeah.
All right. So usually we like to ask people this very important question. If you've watched our show, you probably would have
Nod
heard
your
it.
head to pretend that you might watch it once or twice.
Oh, this is when we can cue in the studio audience that we've been talking about.
Oh yes, perfect.
So if you were to allegedly rob a bank, which one of you would do the robbing and which would drive the getaway car?
Not that we condone robbery.
But allegedly.
I think we'd both do the robbing so we could get more money, and then either one of us could drive.
Yeah, I think
Every
I think
man or woman for themselves.
Yeah, I think
Oh.
better getting the money. I think listen, she worked on Wall Street. A better
But
job.
those for
getting the
money, is that what you're saying, Brad?
She do a better job getting the money. And yeah, I put my money on Heather getting the money.
Okay. What would you drive?
So Brad's career in politics is literally going to get money. So
Hasn't worked out so well so far, Sam, just for the record, but that's okay.
So what would you drive for a getaway car, Brad?
Well, a Ford Mustang from Hight Ford.
It's a great choice.
Now that's a
There's
politician.
the political answer right
Yeah.
there.
yeah, and you can send your political PAC dollars to the 501c3A.
Okay. So we also love to ask people, what's one word that you would use to describe each other? This could be fun.
Jeez.
I'm going to go with, because listen, so I know you're asking the one thing here, but I want to tell Sam and Samantha a fun fact, right? So Commissioner Johnson, Heather, and I known each other and had conversations. And when I was deciding to run for the Senate, I tried to recruit her to run for the House seat. She was really seriously considering. She had family obligations and everything else. And John was younger, and we were going back and forth. We met for coffee a couple times. And then this is only can happen in Central Maine. And I love telling this story. About a week or two before it was time to declare where he was going to be, Heather calls me and says, "Hey, Brad, I just can't do it." And I said, "That's too bad. You know, there's time for it." She says, "Well, there's some other news." And I said, "What's that?" She says, well, my husband, Jeff's going to run against you. Awesome. That's all good. Parades together, and my grandson and John, it's Central Maine. It's the way it's supposed to be. So, but I will say this about Heather when we talk about stuff, and I've seen how she's gone through, and this is Heather, I would say intelligent and articulate. Heather's intelligent, and that's one of the things I think about, especially as she's been helping navigate us through the stuff. And I that's the word I would throw out there.
Jeez, thanks, Brad. I would say an embarrassing story, but thanks for telling the universe. That's great. I would say for you, I think you were always willing to have the right discussions and focused on the key things, right? And care a lot about your community and the people in it and doing the right things for that. So that's way more than one word, but
We'll allow it.
no, thanks.
Yeah.
My
Do
show.
you like how I bring people back together after Sam has humiliated us all? It's what we do.
None of this that I shared is humiliating. It is, I mean, you don't know who you are unless you know where you came from. And I mean, come on, Angus. He has an
He
age.
signed that picture.
He did. Where is he?
Yep.
Angus.
All right, there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably
it's like-
charged your mother for it too.
it was like no, my mom's boss at the time was in the legislature, and he like got me a special picture, the whole thing.
Very special.
It was.
Angus. Also, where did he start? Skowhegan, Maine.
It's true. Pine Tree Legal, right? Or
Pine
something
Tree
like that.
Legal. One of his first cases was suing my grandfather. As the story goes, I might get Angus on the show next week.
You know we should.
Conflicting stories here. He starts Pine Tree Legal and goes after, big fish, Kirby Hight. Kirby had hired 3 or 4 gentlemen to shovel the roof of Hight Chevrolet at the time. It was a flat roof, so they had to shovel it on a big storm. And they went, I don't know if Angus went to them asking if they thought they were paid, or they went him saying they were underpaid. Angus ends up having a lawsuit against my father, and come to find out, my grandfather had paid them about 1.5 times what they were actually due. So that might have been Angus's first loss against Kurt. We'll do a hashtag SK Hight right there.
Man.
Fun fact. His first apartment he rented off Dale Watson.
Yep.
who we just lost.
Yep.
So yeah, fun facts.
Fun
and then I
fact. Okay, so our last question, and this one I've never done before, but I came up with it early this morning. If you could choose one person, Brad, for Heather to have a beer with, dead or alive, who would it be?
Oh my word. One person that I would have Heather have a beer with, dead or alive. Man, oh man.
Who's having the beer with him, Brad or Heather?
Heather.
Yeah, they're having a
He's
beer.
picking Heather's.
I'm picking
Yeah.
who Heather's gonna have a beer with,
Yeah.
dead or alive.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, my mind goes to the political realm, but then I'm thinking it's bigger than that, right?
Yes, Brad.
Yeah.
It is bigger than politics. Good
Yeah,
job.
you know,
Good
I
job.
know. I mean, I'm trying to think for who, and so I'm gonna revert. Margaret Chase Smith, Scout
Oh, that's a good one.
River,
I
Heather's
wonder.
her. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Margaret Chase Smith.
I wonder what kind of beer Margaret Chase Smith drinks. Probably Bigelow.
I would say bourbon.
Yeah,
That's not beer.
yeah, I'm with you, Sam. I picture her as more of a,
Bourbon.
Yeah, I think she and Clyde probably hit it pretty hard.
Yeah.
geez,
Yeah.
let's not start that. What do you say? She's not here to defend herself.
Well, I've got stories there too, but we won't. We won't go there.
Yeah,
Just keeping the Skowhegan, the river theme, everything else. Yeah, that's
Yep. Okay, Heather. Now, who is one person, dead or alive, that you would have Brad have a beer with?
Jeez. So, Brad, I don't know that I can stick with the river theme on this. I'm trying to think of who I can get you to have a beer with that's on the river.
Oh, I thought you were thinking about who would want to have a beer with me.
I didn't go there. That
No,
wasn't the question.
It was a good stall technique. I like that.
An interesting part of the question, maybe, but they didn't bring that one up.
And Satan, you can't say Satan either. Okay.
For sure.
My show. You can say anything you want.
I would say, who would you be interested in that would be doing that?
Or someone you could torture him with.
Oh, I didn't think of that. I was trying to be
Yeah.
nice. Now
See,
that you mention it, no.
When I came up with the idea, I was not being nice.
Oh, Brad was nice to me though, so I feel like I will try to return the favor. But like a Teddy Roosevelt, somebody like that would just be really cool and interesting and doesn't have anything to do with Maine, but right, the military career and the political career and lots of interesting ideas and kind of a little bit crazy.
He spent a lot of time in Maine.
In Maine, he
Yeah,
did.
actually hunting
Yeah.
and fishing. So there were some connections there. So there's a river somewhere up there. Moose Lake McGuntic goes into the Androscoggin. Are we going to play this
Teddy
game too,
Roosevelt would
Samantha?
be- Sure. Are you gonna pick?
I'm
you
picking
can go
two for you.
first.
I'm picking two for you
Oh,
because I wanted to
boy.
bring this up. I hear you love your grandpa.
I do.
So have a beer with grandpa. I'd have a scotch with Curb any day.
Yeah.
Love to. But the other one would be Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
That's a good choice. I love me some RBG. All right, Sam. I would have you have a beer with George H.W. Bush.
Yes.
Because you guys you have the picture and the
Ugh.
yeah. And then I'd make you jump out of a plane with him. Because that would be cool.
We got our boy here.
Yep.
Exactly.
We
I
miss
noticed
him
you're
too.
not
We miss
in the
Mark.
picture with him like I am with Angus, so we would need to recreate.
Well,
that for him.
he's thinking, I bet there's a bright young chap at Bowdoin that's gonna come meet me today.
Yep.
We miss him. We miss Barb. Good. We're gonna call them Mainers. We love them.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Do we have time for one more question? I mean, we're gonna edit this, obviously.
Yeah, why not?
So real quick, we have to touch on politics a little bit. I mean, we're here, real news. So you guys ran for president and vice president. Heather, of course, is president.
No question.
Brad is vice president. And the only reason you won is because I actually didn't run for president. So I let you guys, I let you guys, you know, open the country into having a Mainer as president. Muskie tried it once, fail. Some others fail. But we've got Heather, first woman president. Is that not
Didn't
good?
Margaret Chase Smith run for president? I feel like I read that yesterday. One of the
They
first
might have
women.
asked her. too.
The first woman, no, the first woman to get any votes from a major party.
Yes. Well, she was the first elected woman. The other women were just by default, their
No.
husband died. But Clyde died, she got the spot, and then was elected. Okay. We got president, vice president. We got to pick our cabinet, okay? And so we is you. All right. So I'm gonna list a few cabinet positions and a few names, and then we're gonna just talk about where. Okay. So we got the Department of State, Department of Treasury, Department of Justice, Department of Commerce, Department of Defense, and the Department of Health and Human Services. And if I missed the other, was probably 9 more, feel free to add that person to that cabinet. So here are your choices. I'll start with Dr. Shah. We love Dr. Shah. Let's give Dr. Shah one of these right here, okay? We've got, I put Dorothy Reed in the mix, okay? I don't know if Heather is going to talk to her for a couple weeks. Maybe they're going to do a little silent treatment. I don't know. But in all seriousness, I literally think of Dorothy as a mother, and she said, Heather is the greatest person ever. She is awesome. I love her. That's what she said.
Oh, that's nice.
Another, and people are all kind of connected. We got Chris LeBlanc out of Madison, actually originally from Skowhegan as well. Okay, kind of not only a bulldog because of Madison, but he's kind of a bulldog in life too, right? I threw in Dick Willett from RFGH. You know, he's run a hospital for many years. He might be a good cabinet member, right? A couple big ones. It's my show, so Sam Hight. Okay, that's a great cabinet pick. I didn't run for president. You're welcome.
You just letting us keep the seat warm for you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is gonna be a tough one because I'm throwing Walter Hight in the mix too.
Oh yeah.
Where does he go? Paula Dowdy. We're gonna put Paula Dowdy in the mix. Okay. Hadley Hight. Okay, my 2.5-year-old daughter. I feel like she has more sense than some people in Washington, for sure. And this is a real wild card, but Al Wilson. Where's Al going in your cabinet? In the sake of time, Brad, I want you to pick one cabinet and one person and why.
One cabinet, so I'm gonna go Secretary of Defense was one, right?
Yeah.
I'm putting Paula in Secretary.
Good call. That is a great call.
Yeah, she
He's
scares
not
me.
afraid of Paula.
Always has.
Who's gonna mess with Paula, right?
That's right. I mean,
So only because I think it would be really interesting to see the outcome. I think Walter is going to be my Secretary of State.
Okay. So
That could be fun.
you're good with your political career being over? Is
Yeah.
that what you're saying, basically? You want
Well,
to
Unless
sabotage
you made it to
president, vice president?
Walt sitting down, having some wine and croissants with the French. I can picture it all in my, I've got it going on. I think, he'd, yeah, because he'd have to bring an interpreter. So they could understand him,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Right. Treasury. Al, we gotta put Coach Wilson. We gotta put Coach. That's how I knew Al was freshman football coach and up through, and because I think he's awful good at spending other people's money.
Yes. Yeah, he's worked for our family for like 35 years. So yes.
That's what I'm thinking,
Yep.
right?
Okay, good.
What else? What else have I got?
That's enough for you. I'm more
All right,
curious
good.
what Heather has to say, actually.
All right, so it's my turn. Let's see. I think Hadley should be in charge of, maybe she could go with Walter and help
Okay,
with the
Give him
secretary
adult-
work,
that would probably be
Adult
wise.
supervision, adult supervision.
right?
I
I think
can see
that would
that.
work great.
That would be, yeah, like the Henry Kissinger type person to Nixon. Am I the right? I believe so. China.
Yeah.
I don't know. We don't have a lot of people checking my fake news, but we're,
Kind of. history 101. So yeah, I think Hadley's going to play a key role here. I love Brad's pick of Secretary of Defense. Sam, I'd put you at Commerce.
Oh,
Keep Commerce flowing. I think put Sam Hight over there. I'd put Dick Willett at Treasury for sure.
yep.
Manage the money. Keep it tight. He runs a tight ship, so I think he would do that great. So that's 2 or 3. Is that enough?
That's good. I like
And
that.
it's a little bit too easy to put Dr. Shaw at Health and Human Services. So it's kind of a boring
threw
pick.
that out
Maybe
there as
you
a wild
pick him
card.
someplace else, right? Like
Yeah.
put him in, I don't know, something totally random.
Oh, I was thinking Department of Justice. I mean,
He's a lawyer. He is a lawyer
I mean,
though,
look
so
at-
that's not
I mean,
funny
he's just
either.
like, this is the way it is, boys and girls.
Yeah.
So we'll wrap that up. I just want to thank both of you again for taking an hour out of your days, even though the show will be cut down to 30 minutes. Those
Let's
watching at
hope.
home, these two stuck it out with me. They held their breath for maybe 10 minutes of it, but they're great sports. But better than that, they're just great people. We've always thanked them for their service, not only to our country, but for our rural communities, for our government, for our economy, for our rural areas. But again, just being positive neighbors. I think that is key. We've seen that in 2020 and now 2021. I keep going back to Fred Rogers and him highlighting the importance of good neighbors. And I think this year, out of any, have really proven that, you know, there's a lot of good neighbors out there, and just continue to do your best to be a good neighbor. And we've got 2 of the best right here, 3 of the best. Samantha, I always exclude you in these, you know, commentary with guests, but 3 great neighbors right here. They didn't have time for this. They did this. One, Brad wants my vote next year. And Heather,
I'm
She
angling for my son to be your babysitter because he needs a job.
yes, we got, yes, that is good. We can do it. And with that, next week, we've got Amber Lampke of Maine Grains and Amy Rowbottom of Crooked Face Creamery.
Nice.
I mean, we're talking Jim and Jared, Brad and Heather, Amy and Amber. We're talking back to back to back great weeks here on hashtag Hight Channel News. I just want to thank you all. We'll bring it up next week, but we've got some news to share from Hight Ford 2020. Might have won some awards, but we'll fill you in later. Thank you, everyone. Make sure you subscribe, follow, like. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Thanks, Sam.
Sam. Thanks,
Samantha.
Samantha. Thanks, Heather.
Thank
See you,
you.
Brad.